Go.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you for jumping in tonight. I am so grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful that I was introduced to this opportunity and I get to share it with you. My name is Crystal Beauregard. I'm a district manager and independent consultant with Arbonne International. And today I have the privilege of sharing about Arbonne and why I'm here. So I was introduced to the products at my son's baby shower. I was gifted to them from my mother-in-law, and to be totally honest, I didn't know what they were, so I kind of set them aside. Both of my kids have extremely sensitive skin, and my son was about 5 days into a diaper rash, and nothing was working for him. And I looked over at these products. I'm like, I don't know what they are, but I'm going to try them. I put the diaper rash cream on him, and overnight it was gone. So for me, that relief as a mom, nothing brings happier relief to you than when your child's in pain and you can help them. So for me, that sold me, and I started using the products. I had no idea there was a business or anything behind it. Fast forward 6 months later, I'm at dance class with my daughter, and I meet this woman there. She's super happy. I can see that she works from home. She's driving a brand new nice white Mercedes. And I asked her, I'm like, what are you doing? What do you do for work? And she told me she owned her own health and wellness company. Well, come to find out, it was the same products that I was already using. And at this point, I am working 50 hours a week doing accounting. And I have both kids in daycare, and I'm extremely tired, stressed out, and I'm not seeing my kids at all. Basically paying someone to raise them. So I asked more about the business, found out, and I jumped in with 2 feet. And so here we are now, and I have the wonderful opportunity to share about the business with you. And so I'm going to go again. All right. So the Arbonne story. So we have been around since 1980. So I guess this year in January, it'd actually be 37 years that we've been around. We are a botanically based beauty, health, and wellness company. We have cutting edge technology, research and development. We have an amazing Dr. Peter McTravers, who is world renowned and is amazing with botanically based products. So our passionate culture of independent consultants is honestly what has truly kept me in this business. I have met so many amazing women that have been there by my side since day one and helped me. The cool part is we have global opportunity. So I've been talking to people in Taiwan, the UK. It's amazing. I've never been there, but I get to talk to people about what I do and share it with them and expand my business all over the world from my own home. We have an amazing, generous compensation plan. And the opportunity to will your business. So God forbid, if anything did happen to me and I passed away, I would be able to pass my business down to my children and my children's children and so on and so forth, which is amazing. I've never heard another company where I would go into there and work years of my life, and if I pass away, every month they send a check to my child. It's brilliant, it's amazing, and I'm so grateful for it. So we have an amazing home office team, and they are so helpful every time we call, and a state-of-the-art distribution center. All right, so why is our business model different? Typically, when you buy a product in the store, it goes from the manufacturer, the wholesaler, the warehouser, sales force, retail, consumer. There's all these hands that it goes through. And of course, every time it hands off to someone, they're going to put their mark on it and they're going to take their cut. So it's important to realize you might be getting a good price in a store as a consumer, but you have to think from the beginning, clearly that had to be very cheap of a product. So the risk is high investment. You have employees, payroll, which is not fun to do. I did that for a long time. Big overhead expenses, long hours. Your business really owns you. If you know anyone who's started a business from the ground up, you probably don't see them very often. So now our business is a little bit more different, is we get our products directly from the manufacturer. So even though we have the independent consultant there, once you become a client or an independent consultant yourself, you get it directly from the manufacturer. It goes right to the consumer. So clients order online. So it's basically like a digital franchise. They order it for themselves. It's very basic. It's kind of like an Amazon account. Arbonne stocks and all the product for you, so you don't have to keep anything in your home, and delivers it directly to the client. The best part about this business is it's consumable. So when somebody runs out of toothpaste, they don't stop brushing their teeth. They order more toothpaste. It's genius. So there's always repeat orders, and there's always an income that continues to come in. Repeat orders, repeat income, and the amazing ability to leverage your time. Arbonne does this beautiful thing. It sends us a thank you check for teaching and training people how to do this on their own. And there's nothing better than helping other people change their lives. So I'm going to talk about why the Arbonne products are so amazing and the advantage that we get with them. Our products are unique because they're plant-based formulations. We take science and nature together and blend them to make the best that we can. You can go smush some avocado on your face, but it's probably not going to fix your anti-aging problems. You need that science behind it. We have the highest quality ingredients from around the globe. We are pH correct and hypoallergenic, so anybody can use this. Hence why it works so well on my children with extremely sensitive skin. We are vegan certified, so there is no animal product at all in any of our products. And we have been since day one, which is amazing because vegan is so big right now, but we've been around for 37 years. We've been vegan. We're dermatologist tested, not recommended, not approved. We don't pay anyone to put their name on it. We're clinically proven. We get our own, everything is tested long before it's released, and it's never tested on animals. And one of the coolest things that I've learned in this business is we're built on a Swiss heritage to European standards. And a lot of people don't know, but Europe's standards are extremely high compared to the US. We ban a handful of products where they ban thousands of ingredients. Sorry, not products. A handful of ingredients in our products in the US, whereas Europe bans over 1,000. And we keep our standards that high because we sell worldwide and we care about what's in our products. A couple of things that our products are formulated without are gluten since day one. I love that we've been old school. We've been doing this for a long time. Petrolatum. Petrolatum is gasoline distilled 7 times. You will see this in all kinds of products, on your chapsticks, a lot of things. It's a very cheap filler, and it's really hard on the skin. It acts like a saran wrap and prevents absorption of the product. So you go out and get this beautiful $300 night cream, and then it has petrolatum in it, and what's the point? You just put saran wrap on your skin, and it doesn't even absorb. But it made them produce it for really cheap because they have to hand it off to 10 other people. We have no animal products or byproducts. And if anyone's ever heard of a rendering factory, it's pretty gross. I'll let you Google it because the images are horrific. But we do not use any leftover animal products in our products. No formaldehyde donating preservatives. No chemical dyes, fragrances, artificial sweeteners, colors, flavors, parabens or phthalates, none of that stuff. So I'm actually going to hand it over to Christy. She has become one of my best friends, and she is actually the woman that I met at my daughter's dance class that introduced me to this company and completely changed my life. And so you'll get to hear her story and how she came about it, and I'll let her finish it off.
Aw, thank you, Crystal. The funny thing about us meeting at the dance class is it was totally meant to be, because her daughter didn't want to go back to dance. And so she took a hiatus and then came back for just a couple months. And we just left a different dance studio and went to that one for about 3 or 4 months. So we actually, both our lives kind of intertwined for that moment on purpose, obviously, to meet each other. So I'm so grateful she's in my life as well. And all of you guys listening to this Zoom, whether it be live right now or whether it be recorded later, Crystal's an incredible leader, super passionate, very detailed, just an awesome person all the way around, which you probably already know that. So I'll tell you my story really quickly. I was introduced to the product about 10 years ago. I've been in Arbonne 5 years. And why I was introduced, I met this woman and her skin was beautiful and she was in her 50s or so. No wrinkles, no texture issues, no blotchiness. I'm like, what is going on? Because when I'm 50, I want to look like I'm 25, right? That's the whole plan. That's the plan for all of us. We all want to look as young as we can for as long as possible. And she told me she used Arbonne. I said, great, how do I get it? Really was no questions asked. I had tried so many things, whether it be for Nordstrom or the grocery store or whatever, Sephora, and nothing ever really worked. I just had a big drawer of products that I would leave in there that would make me feel greasy, make me break out, or just wouldn't do anything. So when she told me she used Arbonne, I used it, and within a week knew that this was my forever product. I knew I wasn't ever going to go back to anything else, because it was the first time I saw a product actually start to change my skin. So the acne went away, the texture issues, the glow came to my skin, the fine lines and wrinkles started to fade, and that was it. So that was 10 years ago. Fast forward through the 5 years of me just purchasing the product, I actually didn't know that people did this as a business. Nobody ever told me. I also didn't know there was discounts. So for 5 full years, I paid full price, which is crazy. Then, 5 years in, I went to an event. And we were doing facials that night, actually. And I told everybody how much I loved the product and it was my favorite product. And that night they told me you could become a consultant. And I'll tell you, a little bit about that more. And that the discount was 35 to 80% off. And that alone grabbed my attention. And I said, done deal. I'm going to be a consultant for the discount at least, right? So that's kind of how I was introduced. My career-wise, I was in sales and marketing and such before Arbonne. And one day, my huge VP position where I managed 13 people, made a base figure of $100,000 a year, 6 figures, went away in 2 seconds when my boss gave my job to her son one day. And I think the moral of the story is we don't really know what's going to happen. So always preparing for impact is a great idea. And I know it's the beginning of 2017, and most of us look back when it's the beginning of the year. We look back on the year prior and we, really try to see if we completed everything we wanted to, if we're at a place starting this new year that we expected to be at. Did we move farther in our career? Did we have more success? Do we have more family success? Did we get to go on the vacations we wanted to? Did we get to do all the things that we wanted? And I remember I lost that job and didn't want to go back to a regular corporate position because I wanted that time freedom and that financial freedom that no company was ever going to be able to give me. The only way I could have that is if I had something that was my own. So I remember Samantha Malady, who's now our national vice president, she texted me when she found out I lost my job and said, hey, do you want to hear more about this Arbonne business? And I said, you know what? Yeah, sure. We'll check it out. I wasn't too serious about it, but after looking at the business model and how much money can be made and realizing the bigger vision, I jumped in just like Crystal did with both feet, but that was 5 years ago and now we're here. So I'm an executive regional vice president with Arbonne. And what Arbonne's given me is I've been able to be home with my daughter since she's been little, and we've traveled literally the world. I was trying to think of all the places we've been to write them down. And, my daughter's already been to like 6 or 7 countries and she's 4. So it's just an amazing, incredible experience. My husband gets to retire this year. I'm 34, he's 39. Just the possibilities and the choices that you have is just huge. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the wide range of products really fast. We have 300 consumable products. which consumability is huge. It's everything. If you work for a company that the product or the service isn't consumable, you have to go find new people who are going to be purchasing whatever you've got. You only can sell so many pizza stones or, so many trusts and stuff like that. Same idea. With our company, we have skincare for men, women. We have an acne line. We also have a teenager line. We have nutrition, kids shoes. We have vitamins. We have a sports line. We have sun care, so sunscreens, and we also have tinted tanners. We have a beautiful makeup line that's absolutely incredible that a lot of celebrities use. So if you want to look that up, Google Arbonne and celebrity makeup. And then Bath and Body, we have a huge spa line that smells delicious. It's so yum and detoxes your skin. And then we have a hair care line that is for colored hair or curly hair or flat hair. Like, there's so many different options. So that's what I love is I actually don't really go to the section in Target where they have the toothpaste and shampoos and the makeup at all, or even Nordstrom or Macy's anymore, just for clothes and stuff. I literally just go to Target for like presents and clothes, and I skip that entire section because I just buy everything out of my own Arbonne store and it comes directly to my house. So it's pretty awesome. Okay, so next slide is going to be the why Arbonne, why now? So I talked about consumability. That is huge. The great thing is people fall in love with our products, and we have products that last 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, and even longer, 6 months and so. And so what happens is when people run out of toothpaste, mascara, protein, they don't just stop brushing their teeth, stop eating protein, stop wearing mascara. They go and they get it again. So when you have clients that fall in love with this, they order online because they've created habits. And that's where the consumability and the repeat income becomes huge over time. So the demand for health and wellness is the second. Health and wellness is the biggest booming industry in the world. Everybody wants to be healthier, look younger, feel better. Right now, 2017, it's New Year's resolutions. Think about that. Everyone is wanting to drink more water, eat more veggies, be healthier, lose weight, blah, blah, blah. And that is a big deal to our culture. And it's worldwide. So all of our products are in the health and wellness realm. And that industry is just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. The ability to leverage your time. This is one piece that people miss over and don't really understand when they're looking at the opportunity. So hopefully I convey it properly with you all. The ability to leverage your time. Most people put in a certain amount of hours and get paid for those hours. So what happens is they clock in, they clock out, or they have a base salary that's based on 40 hours a week. Or in some instances, they're service-based where they, say they're a hairdresser and they do hair for someone and they get paid. So what all of those people are doing is they're exchanging time for money. So whatever time they invested in is what money they're going to get back out. Arbonne is totally different. Leveraging your time, you are paid to teach and train others to be able to be successful and have their own business. But when they already know what to do and they continue to run and build their own teams as well, you get paid on all of the efforts of that particular whole entire business. So you can actually have like what I call it baby mini franchises all over the world working at the same time. Even when you're sleeping, my teams in Taiwan and New Zealand and Australia are working. And the ability to leverage your time is the only way in the world to have absolute time freedom, and financial freedom because there's no cap. It's whatever you want it to be. And that's what's so great. So the ability to leverage your time, I hope I brought that home to you guys and made you realize the only way you're going to get that is if you do get paid on other people's efforts. And there's not very many opportunities in the world where that happens. And then the last one is the internet-based business. How many of you guys have a phone? Ta-da, here's mine. It's a smartphone. Guess what? Everyone has a phone. You can go onto the internet on your cell phone when you're at the park or when you're, at lunch or whatever, and you can put in an order on your phone. You can put in an order on your phone for a friend in Australia. You can Zoom like we're doing right now. I know Crystal's in Texas. I'm in San Diego. I don't know where all of you guys are, but people all over the world can watch this. So internet-based business is huge. Plus, when you're a part of Arbonne, you get your own website. And so other people can go to your website and can order from your website on their own. And that is pretty darn cool. So it is literally, there's no walls. You have the entire world at your fingertips at all times. So I absolutely love that. And it makes it way fun when you get to go visit different countries to work your business. So where do you see yourself? Absolutely. If you're still not sure and you're like, I want to learn a little bit more, you can host. Hosting is great. You get free stuff. You get to see what an event looks like in action. You get to see what your friends think and feel, and let them taste and let them try. They get to learn about the opportunity and the products, and it's a great way to kind of put a toe in a little bit. Client and preferred client is the second option. Hosting is great, but I would say obviously the third one's the best, which we'll talk about. Client and preferred client are also good options. I would say client isn't the best option. And the reason why I say that is I was a client for 5 years and I paid full price for 5 years. I don't recommend it. If you like more than 2 things or 3 things in the catalog, I would say become a preferred client, because we all use shampoo, conditioner, face wash, body wash, deodorant, toothpaste, vitamins, protein, mascara, makeup, lotion, on and on and on and on. So all we do is we stop buying them from Target or wherever you're getting them, and we start buying it from our own store. So being a client isn't really of value for anyone's dollar. But preferred clients can be a great option. It's for people who do not want to do the business, but they really just want a discount. It's kind of like what we would consider like our Costco membership, where you pay $20 one time, but for an entire year, you get 20 to 40% off anything you want, whenever you want it. There's no minimums, and there's no auto ship or anything weird like that. Arbonne's very just, if you want it, you go online, you get it, and it comes to your house. And the third one is a consultant, which obviously I'm going to say is the best because it's the one that's changed my life. It's the only option that has that ability to change your life and others. It's $79 to become a consultant. When I started, it was $129, so it's actually cheaper now to become a consultant. I spend more on one sushi dinner than I do on buying an Arbonne consultant ID, which is crazy. So they try to make it very simple. It's very fair, and you do get that 35 to 80% off. And you do get to write off your purchases after that and talk to your CPA, but there's so many tax benefits of being a consultant as well, besides the unlimited potential of earning. And you do get that white Mercedes-Benz when you go region. So I'll talk about that in a second. And I think the biggest gift of all of this, like Crystal mentioned, is the person you become, but also the person you surround yourself with. And, I'll just quickly tell you a story. I have 2 girls in my office right now. They're hiding over in the corner. I have Regional Vice President Ruth Sherlock, and I have Executive District Manager Natasha. Are you did Bree sell or leave us? Leave us, I always forget. And we went shopping today, and we had a blast, and that was what we did for work. We went to work, we shopped. I bought some adorable boots and a new purse, and they bought nothing. We had lunch. We had a blast. We met some awesome people, and we shared the business with them, and some of them cried and hugged us, and we're so excited because they're so unhappy with what they're doing right now. So it's just really cool that you get to give this gift and you get to be that light for others, and I absolutely love that. I know our hearts are so full right now, so I'm so excited that we get to share it with you guys as well. So next slide, there's 2 more and then we'll be done. So common fears and hesitations. This is probably the most important slide, I think, for everybody. Every single person, I think, feels all of these either at the beginning or at some point or another. So if you're thinking I don't have enough time, the great thing is this is definitely not a full-time job. This is full-time is actually part-time. So if you're working part-time hours, like 10, 15 hours a week, you are kicking butt. And that is full-time work for us. That is a full-time work week, 15 hours a week, right? So how cool is that? And in the beginning, you absolutely can work it into the nooks and crannies of your day, whether that be like a couple texts at lunch break, a phone call here and there on your way home. There's so much time in the day that we don't really recognize because we can multitask with this business, and soon this business can either be our extra money on the side or can take over for the job that you're not really a fan of, and be this income for you just on its own. Or if you do love your job, like I mentioned, you can just have this as extra. So it's great. I don't have enough money. Well, then definitely you need to do something. And most people get a part-time job. And the terrible thing about just getting a random part-time job is that means you have less time freedom. So you're kind of moving away from having those choices. So this if you joined this instead, you'd have time freedom and you'd be working towards that financial freedom. I don't know enough people. You know what? That does not matter at all. If you know 2 people and that's it, you're good. If you know no people, you're fine, because it isn't necessarily about who you know, but it's about who they know, who they know, who they know. And if you like to make a difference in this world and you're down to, you know, talk to people, then you're going to be fine. It doesn't even matter. Like, it's actually super fun. So what will people think? People, first of all, won't think a lot about it because they're busy thinking about their own lives. Just letting you know. They're not going to be sitting there thinking about you. They're going to be thinking about how are they going to pay their own bills. You know, their kids are about to start college. How are they going to afford that? They just got a flat tire. Oh my gosh, where's that money going to come from? They don't like going to work and they hate when their alarm clocks go off. That's what they're thinking about, you guys. So what will people think? First of all, they probably aren't going to think much about it at all. Second of all, if they do think about it, I hope they admire you for taking some initiative and making a choice to have a better life, because that's what we need to do, you know. And at the last piece is their opinions don't pay our bills. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to be truthful. You know, you've got to decide what you want to have for your life, and you can't put that chance in other people's hands. You've got to decide, you know, where you're going, and somebody else's opinion isn't going to get you there. So it doesn't really matter, you know. I am going to add one in that's not on here is I'm not a salesperson. And I would say great. Because if you're not a salesperson, you're not going to be pushy and you're not going to be annoying. If you're not a salesperson, what we teach people to do is we teach them to share. Teach, share, and be passionate. And you fall in love with the product, so it's very easy to share the products. And people will ask you, wow, you've lost so much weight, or you look so good, or your skin looks so incredible. What are you doing? Like, people will take notice because it does change your skin and change your body and change everything about you. It's pretty incredible. What am I getting into? You know what? A mix between Amazon and Whole Foods. The best opportunity to get products sent to your house to make it simple and convenient for you. They're the best products on earth. And then Whole Foods, they're all clean, green, and awesome. So that's it. Like, you could literally become a consultant, do one order, and do nothing again, and you would never get in trouble or get random stuff sent to your house. You are getting into a business that you can treat it either like a business or you can treat it like a hobby. And whatever you treat it like, that's the income you're going to get out of it. So now we're going to talk about money. So how much money can we expect to make in Arbonne? So here's our generous compensation plan. There's 4 management levels. They keep it very, very simple just to make it all sensible when we're new so we don't get confused. But a district manager is the first management level. Typically, it says 7 months to district manager. On our team, it's about 1 to 3 months. We usually focus on getting you to district very quickly so that you can start making some really awesome money. Average income for the whole company entirely is $266. In our success line, it's about $250 to about $950 a month. So within like 2 or 3 months, would anybody be mad if they were making an extra $500 a month? I doubt it, right? Even if it took you 6 months to make an extra $500 a month, a part-time job isn't going to do that. Would you still take the $500 a month? I would. So area manager, that's a second management level. I love this level because, like Crystal said before, this is where you get to will your business. So if something bad happened to you, your paycheck continues and pays your family after you're gone forever, basically 6 generations down. So I love that. Arbonne is very concerned about us. We are first priority as the consultants. So this is just one glimmer in how they want to give back to us as much as possible. And our success line's time frame is about 6 months to a year to get to area manager. And average monthly income is about $1,200 to about $3,500 a month, $4,000 a month. So who couldn't use an extra $2,000, $2,500 a month? Right? I definitely would take it. And then regional vice president. I'm an executive regional vice president, so you can see the little ERVP at the bottom. And Ruth Sherlock, who's in here, is a regional vice president with me as well. And regions make on average, it says here, $5,300. Our success line is about $5,000 to about $10,000 plus a month. And it's typically reached within about 2 to 3 years, I want to say, is the average. And then national vice president. Oh, before I move on, regional vice presidents, you get that Mercedes. See that little picture right there? You get an $800 bonus. You get to pick out any white Mercedes you want. Just has to be white and has to be a Mercedes. Arbonne will give you that $800 bonus check that you will get to use towards either the purchase or a lease. And that car is in your name. So if you keep that car forever and Arbonne pays it totally to zero and you're debt free, you actually own that car outright, which I think is so cool. Okay, so national vice president, last management level. Average time frame is about 2 to 5 years, depends on how fast you want to go with the business. And the potential for income is about $21,000 a month on average, and it goes up to hundreds of thousands a month in Arbonne. So there's no limit. We're only in 7 countries right now. We're in Poland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, the United States, and the UK. And the UK actually also includes Scotland and Wales. So we're actually in a couple more countries. But we're going to expand more and more and more and more and more. So that $21,000 a month right there is just going to go up and up and up and up and up as we basically take over the world with our green, clean, non-GMO, amazing products. So with that, the last slide basically just says, and it's not even on here, it's so funny. It actually just says that it's up to you. 100% this is up to you. And when you do join Arbonne, you get a mentor in Crystal, and she helps, teaches, and trains you and holds your hand to help you become successful and to get you into district as quickly as possible so you can be rocking that extra money and moving on up to get the keys and whatever you want in your life accomplished. So with that, I'm so excited you got to join tonight. I know Crystal's going to be touching base with you guys just to see what you thought, or see where you're at in terms of hosting client, preferred client, or consultant, or if you have any other questions. So with that, you guys, I hope you have an amazing night. Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Christy.
You're welcome.